There are some pretty important things going on right now that we need to be aware of when it comes to SHIB, when it comes to crypto in general, when it comes to interest, the exact thing that we need to move the markets to the upside. And I want to discuss that with you guys in this video. I want to look back at a few charts showing where we're potentially at right now. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So it's still pretty early on for the day. We have not seen what U.S. money is going to do quite yet. It's about 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm hoping we can get some continuation, some push across the crypto market, a lot more positivity, and this could potentially turn into obviously a bigger move across the space. Wanted to mention, I think I mentioned it in my earlier SHIB video, but institutional money across the crypto market buying very heavily right now. BTC, for example, almost $1.7 billion worth of BTC accumulated just over the past 3 days alone. We've seen, oh gosh, what is that? About $750 million worth of Ethereum accumulated. I mean, they are just smashing the buy button right now. And the great thing about this is that institutional money tends to lead the way. They tend to kind of start these trends in the market. We have not seen FOMO take place quite yet. We have not seen people chasing prices. We haven't even really got into much of a short squeeze across the market. And that could be very exciting, can yield obviously some pretty good results for SHIB and other assets in the space. Now, this isn't to guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. Again, need to see BTC keep pushing, need to see Ethereum keep pushing. BTC dominance could move up here to give us a little bit more fuel on this rally. It doesn't need to happen. I know some people are wanting that to happen in a big way, but what I will say that I found very interesting for SHIB is that this long short ratio continues to climb. All right, 1.16 is now the long short ratio, meaning there's about a 16.5% imbalance to the long side here. We've seen open interest for SHIB actually eclipse $200 million yet again. The last time we were above here was right before we had those liquidation events right here in late September. So we're seeing betting on SHIB start to return to some highs. Now, what's very interesting about this is we're not getting the level of liquidations that we were before. So it seems like although we're seeing bigger long positions enter the market, it's more so doing what shorts have been doing. And that's kind of stretching these out, less leverage, but confidence is growing nonetheless. That's a very good thing here. Now, I will say that Shiba Inu holders are continuing to rise. Exchange supply, like we talked about in the earlier videos, holding some pretty strong levels. But that's not the only thing that is rising right now. If we look across the space, we can see that meme coin search traffic is in fact rising. Altcoin search traffic is in fact rising. Crypto search traffic is in fact rising right now. So you're starting to see a little bit more interest from the masses. People are active, and this was a big one. I talked about this in my ADA video, how to buy crypto. This is, I think, one of the biggest indicators we need to watch, because if we start seeing some massive spikes here, that means that people are looking for ways to enter the crypto market. Right now, this is kind of the fact-finding phase. We're waiting for these people to start, downloading exchange apps, to start pushing their capital in. That's what we're waiting for here. The good news is, like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, we've actually seen exchange app downloads rising. We saw Robinhood re-enter the top 200. It's at number 139 in the Apple App Store. So those are all very good signs for the market. Again, I'm not saying that, this is the moment or anything like that. I'm not saying today's going to be a boom candle or anything like that, but we're starting to feel that wave just pick up a little bit of steam. Now, let's look at just a couple charts here for SHIB, because I think these are very important to watch. The SHIB BTC chart, we had been building a very distinct trend from August 3rd on. We obviously broke below that on the liquidation event that took place on September 22nd. Sucks that happened. It is what it is. But we actually came down to those lows that we experienced back here in August, that we experienced back here in late June. So we're seeing a nice bounce off of this over the last several days. So maybe this is that moment where, again, SHIB can get a nice bounce, try to make a push back towards that 200-day moving average. We have to watch that very closely. The SHIB ETH chart showing a lot of resilience right here. We got to flip above this 20-day moving average to try to make our extension here. But again, love to see this trend playing out. Again, we're still trying to build that inverse head and shoulders here, so we'll just watch that very closely. That is a terrible neckline, but you guys get the point. And actually, the SHIB dominance chart, we just continue to follow this trend, this descending channel. So we're sticking very close to the bottom of this. At some point, SHIB's got to make a move and start to surge the upside. It's not really surprising that we're doing this, because again, we've we've just started to see the beginning of phase 3. We're seeing major minting in terms of stable coins as well. So that's kind of hurting the dominance in the market as well. But eventually there's going to be this shift that we haven't started our up only season yet or anything like that. We'd gotten into the technical alt season. We kind of flipped back out of it. Right now we're sitting at a 66. We do need to see this flip once again. We gotta get a push from pretty much everything here, because BTC again has started to pick up some steam. You guys can see SHIB hanging right with BTC over the last 90 days. So that's at least promising. That's why, again, when you look at the SHIB BTC chart, we're kind of flat right there. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I think we're seeing the right signs in the market, but again, we need to see some big confirmations. We need to see SHIB move above those moving averages. We need to see some breakouts in terms of search traffic. We need to see SHIB breach some of those trends across the space. So that's kind of where we're at. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I find this all very exciting. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm kind of tempering my expectations here. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic. So we'll see if the market can get it in gear. And obviously, like we were talking about earlier, bring us a very exciting October that could potentially lead to some bigger things. So have a great day. Share your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.